What is happening, friends of CCP Podcasting? Welcome to Beyond the Bell Live. I am Chris Page, and of course, I am got my camera all jacked up. Well, you know what? It has been one of those days, man. It is a Saturday afternoon into the early evening here in Florida. Bear with me one second as I fix my fucking camera. Here we go. It's already starting. It's not a live stream if old Page doesn't have an issue in some form or fashion. But I promise you it shall be fixed. And how about that? It is right now. There you go. There I am to a degree. How are you guys doing? You know, welcome to the show. It's Beyond the Bell Live. Anything can happen when you're live, as we just so eloquently found out. This is going to be a fun little program today. I cannot wait to get to our guest. We'll bring him in just a moment. But before we do, guys, we are knocking on the door of SoCal, March 28th. It is right around the corner, and it is going to be Chapter 3 Good Vibrations as we partner up with our friends at Primal Pro Wrestling and Millennium Pro Wrestling on the 28th of March. Listen to your main event, guys. For the first time in CCP podcasting history, bear in mind, this is show 3. Tag team action, taking center stage. Two of the best teams in Southern California, the Brothers Divine, Brendan Divine and Danny Divine from Millennium Pro Wrestling, taking on Primal Pro Wrestling's The Pump Line, Antonio Rivers and Boa Silva, in the best of 3 falls. These two teams have lit it up all over Southern California for the last couple of years. And if you haven't seen one of their matches before, get ready, because they are going to knock this out of the park. And it is going to be something that you definitely want to see, and you're going to need to be there to make that happen. Also, how about this? Southern Cal Pro Heavyweight Champion. For over a year, Matthias has been running roughshod over Southern California. He's coming to Chapter 3. He's going to take on former Millennium Pro Wrestling heavyweight champion Busio in what is a first time ever. No titles on the line. A lot of respect and a lot of, man, I don't know if I could drop a match like that big. What about this? J2 Mattioli, he is the man behind Primal Pro Wrestling. He is getting into the ring with Skrilla the Great. These two hooked it up at Chapter 2 back in Orlando, Florida, and it did not end well for Mr. Mattioli, so now we're on his turf. Can Skrilla pull the dub a second time, or is J2 going to even the odds, if you will? It is going to be one of those that I always say, man, like, it's a can't miss. This whole show is a can't miss. One Division Pro is going to be in the house as they will be defending their heavyweight championship. Roachy Roach taking on Phineas Sun. It is going to be the first time that 1DP has had representation in California, and we are excited to be a part of how and why it's happened, because that's exactly why our platform's here, guys. And if that wasn't big enough, the national championship is on the line. Dustin Jack Daniels with Chuck Mercer in his corner, taking on our own Dallas Dash. And I will be in Dallas's corner, and I've got my eye on you, Chuck. You make one false move, brother. It's been 20 years since I've thrown one. I don't mind throwing another one. And if you step out of line, I got you, buddy. I got you. We got 9 matches on deck, guys. I'm going old school here. I'm not going to tell you what else you're going to see. What I will tell you is that there are 2 qualifying matches for our heavyweight championship tournament that you are going to want to be there to see. Tickets available at ccppodcasting.com. Man, you talk about a show that is going to be one that is going to set the stage for what we have definitely got going on throughout 2026, and I can't wait for you guys to check it out. It is going to be a fun time, no doubt about it. Now, let's get into why we are here today. Our guest comes to us from the land down under, from Australia, guys, and if you followed us for any inkling over the last couple of years, you know how important and how integral Australia was to our platform even existing. So I was thrilled when we were able to set this up. And fun fact, we've been playing tag for like 6 months to make this happen. And now, the day that we make it happen, we both fuck up on the time, and it's okay. I take full responsibility. I eat it. He says we, I say me. My guest today comes to us from Pro Wrestling South Australia. We've seen him also with Riot City Wrestling. And of course, there's other promotions that we're going to find out all about along our conversation today. He is a former legacy champion with Pro Wrestling South Australia, and I happen to have Brady on a show the night or the show that the championship was won, and I think I lost my shit. I'm pretty positive I did. But ladies and gentlemen, let's bring him on in. Our guest today, Mr. Rocco Reid. How's it going, brother? Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Feeling pretty tired, but Let's do it.
Well, don't feel too tired, man. As I told you before we came on the show, I think I'm the only guy whose bags under his eyes has bags. Exhaustion has long set in, but I enjoy these conversations, man, and I've been looking forward to linking up with you guys, especially you, and then you guys in Australia. I told you before we came on the air, like anytime I can get y'all on the show, anybody from Australia, it's a reminder of where we started, and we started with nobody, and how we've turned into something that is very special and pushes the narrative of independent wrestling from all over the world. And you came across our screen for the first time through Riot City Wrestling. But before we get to any of that, man, I like to kick these conversations off at the top. And for me, the top is not when did you get involved or what made you want to get involved in it. It's where did you fall in love with professional wrestling? Where does your fandom start? What drew you in to even consider this as something that you wanted to try and do?
Well, that goes back to when I was 4 years old and just sitting in front of the TV. I think it was might have been like just finished school one day and waiting for dinner to be ready. And I think SmackDown was on. Rey Mysterio was on the TV and Kane was on the TV. I believe it was for the World Heavyweight Championship. And just watching that match, I just fell in love with it straight away. I was like, Kane, this monster, this crazy, this big guy, bigger than life, versing this little luchador. I didn't even know who this guy was, like little Rey Mysterio or mask. It was just so intriguing to me, and I just loved it. It's like soap opera. It's a performance. It's musical. It's just everything in one. I love it all, and it just helped me fall in love with it. And what made it better was my dad got me into pro wrestling, so it was our thing. So we'd always watch it on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and then we even found TNA back in like the early 2010s as well, which had six sides, which is another ball game, which is crazy. And that's where I was introduced to AJ Styles for the first time. Shout out to him, he's amazing, well, phenomenal. Sorry.
Yeah. I mean, when you talk about TNA, man, that was like peak TNA for me was like '08 to 2011, 2012. Like main event Mafia was running roughshod. There was AJ Styles, obviously, and TNA doesn't get a lot of love. Like from the earlier days,
No, I
like
don't.
they don't. There was a point in time where even, for the naysayers of TNA wrestling that say, Jeff Jarrett, when he was running it, always put himself on top, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Brother, they were drawing 2 million people,
Yeah,
1.6, 1.8, in television ratings, which nowadays, if anybody pulls a 1.8, they jump for fucking joy.
oh
It's
yeah.
just one of those things. So, for people to give it shit with for TNA, man, they still drew an audience, and it's one of those companies that little engine that could. I'm always a believer in like the little guy. I want the little guy to
Yeah,
always overcome, the bigger guy or the bigger situation. Like with
100%.
coming in with Kane and Rey Mysterio as an example. If I was coming into that and I knew nothing about professional wrestling, I would want to see the little guy win. I'd want to see him
Oh
pull.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's just. And TNA is one of those companies. So when you mentioned that, like TNA was one of the ones, like when you discovered it, and you discovered AJ Styles. What point did you discover Styles? Let me ask you that. Like, what was he doing? If you remember,
Oh,
you may not remember. Bear in mind,
um,
this is over a decade ago.
oh, I remember yeah, way over a decade ago. Well, I remember the six side ring. It was AJ Styles. I don't know if it was Kurt Angle or maybe Bobby Roode or one of the Beer Money guys or like James Storm. Yeah, I can't remember exactly who's in the ring with him. I just remember his style and just like no one moved like him, and it was just so intriguing. I couldn't take my eyes off the screen, especially that it was like six sides. That also was like, well, what the heck? Like I've been watching WWE for the last couple of years, but now I've been introduced to this whole new company. I don't even know what it is, and it's just amazing.
I can only imagine. I mean, when I came in on territory wrestling in the '80s, and I thought that was like
Oh wow,
the bee's knees, and then I got into the early
yeah.
'90s when I was a kid, and the Undertaker scared the shit out of me, so I'd run from the TV, and then I went into the Attitude Era, and I thought that, oh God, this is the best thing ever, and I went back and watched some of the Attitude Era stuff not too long ago, and I was like, what? This is actually not really that good. what, what was this? I don't know if I was just like drinking the water at the time. It was like, oh, this is cutting edge, and it's like, what the
Maybe.
fuck are we thinking? When
Yeah.
so from fandom to really like trying to break into South Australia, what at what point in time did you really like say, all right, man, I'm gonna step up and do this, and what was your process to finding somewhere to train and to get into professional wrestling?
All right. So it was late 2021, and I was at the time was training for Ninja Warrior for the Australian Ninja Warrior, and did the audition, and I was going to get on the show in the following year, and it got like 6 months into 2022, and then the show got cancelled on Channel 9. And I was in talks with producers to be on the next season, but they just all got cancelled. So I trained for like almost 2 years straight to get on the show, and the show just got cancelled completely. So that was devastating. So I wanted to turn my first love for pro wrestling, but I didn't know where to start. And my dad, who got me into wrestling, he passed away in 2022 at the start of the year. So he's like my biggest inspiration to do it. And before he passed away, he like gave me his blessing and told me to like pretty much live my dream and do what I want. And yeah, that's been my biggest inspo. So I went up to Perth to start my wrestling journey up there. I started with a wrestling company called NHPW. Started my training with them. I was with them for about a year. And then Perth is another wrestling company called EPW. I went
Mm-hmm.
up to them and then like brought up my training even more. Didn't do any shows for them. I would still love to. But after that, between training with NHPW and EPW, I was on Riot City Wrestling in my hometown in Mount Gambier, South Australia. So that after I was on Riot City, I was like just being around the boys and all that. I was like, yeah, I want to be a part of Riot City Wrestling. And so I moved, packed my life up for a second time and moved back to South Australia to Adelaide from Perth. So I went from Mount Gambier, Perth. So I was up there for a year and a half. Then I went back to South Australia to Adelaide. And now I've been training with Riot City for 2 years now. And that's got me so many opportunities. I've gone over to Melbourne. Worked for 8 companies over there. Worked for another company in Queensland called Nightfall Wrestling Alliance, and pretty much almost all the companies except for Wrestle Rampage in Adelaide I've worked for. But yeah, it's been busy. But since the get go, I just wanted to do it. Like, I wanted to. Like, I was growing up, I was watching like Osprey, Styles, Kenny, Joe. Pretty much everyone on the American and some of the UK indie scene, and I wanted to wrestle like them. I wanted to have that like every weekend, like every Friday, Saturday, sometimes Sundays, just booking out my calendar. But yeah, I just wanted to wrestle as much as possible, which I've been doing, and I've been loving. Yeah, I'm not burnt out at all.
Well, when you decide to get into training, now see what I love about that is like you mentioned several different places that you've been into and that you have trained in. And one thing I always say is education never stops in professional wrestling. And when you train in one place, like why wouldn't you go train somewhere else? What were some of the some stuff that came easy to you when you decided to break in and decided to get into training? And on the backside of that, what's some stuff that was a little more difficult that you had to really put some work into to make happen?
I've always been really quick on my feet, but the problem with that in wrestling is like running the ropes, right? So you're supposed to take 3 steps before hitting the rope for like being whipped or whatever it is when you're hitting the rope. But because I've always been so quick on my feet, like I've got like at school I was a sprinter. I was held records for high jump, long jump, and all that. But with that, you're taking a lot of steps. So wrestling, I had to really like calm it down, slow down my steps, and like I used to have like judder steps, something my coaches would call it, and just really calm down and like relaxed in the ring as well. Taking my time out there, breathing, uh, enjoying the moments, being present. Was a big one as well, not rushing through everything. Uh, but yeah, that was some of the big ones for me. And just like wrestling is like no other sport. It's like it's like yes, it's like acting, it's music, it's it's so many things into one, and it's like you got to bring all these different talents into it. So that's the hardest part. But I didn't find that too hard because I've done a bit of acting, done a lot of sports, but bringing it all into one was probably the hardest part, but the most fun as well. And just finding out like a whole nother side of you was, yeah, just amazing, honestly.
No, I get it, man. I get it 100%, and I think that it's art. This is art.
Mm.
It is putting a lot of pieces together to put together a big picture. And I've always said that like professional wrestling is the biggest team sport like ever.
Oh yeah.
If you can get past a lot of the connotations and people just not wanting to work together. I think if you work together, you water your grass, it's gonna fucking grow. If you work together, then you're gonna have a better success rate. When you start putting the presentation together, because when we first saw you, it was on a Riot show, and I can't remember the show off the top of my head, but I
I
think,
remember it.
do you? Then
It
tell
was
me.
the yeah, last February. I remember it would have been a month after the match happened. You guys were checking out the show. It was one of the main streets early last year in
Yeah.
2025, and it was my second match in Riot. Oh, technically third, but I count it as a second, anyways. It was my second match there. It was in the main event. It was five other guys in the match as well. I think it was Banjo, Kaitoa. Um, yeah, there's a few other guys in there too.
I
It
remember
was
it
a long time
being,
ago.
yeah, I remember it being a Mean
Yeah.
Street. But what I love about those Mean Street shows is I see new people. We see new.
Mm.
And I think John was probably on that one. So we were probably in a candy store and over seeing new people on Riot that are in the schools, just the training aspect of it or in the system aspect of it.
Yeah.
Um, but when you get your presentation together and you start really figuring out like what you want to see or what you want the people to see, I should say. What was that process like for you when you were coming up with who Rocco Reid is?
Yeah, it was very hard at first. When I first debuted in 2023, so it was about September 2023, and I didn't. I was just another wrestler, right? I was just another wrestler up until with like athleticism, you can say, of like to a degree of what I knew in wrestling knowledge at that time. Nothing to what I know now, and what I know tomorrow because we're learning every day, especially in pro
Sure.
wrestling. It's always something you can learn. But yeah, I was just wrestling like pretty much everyone, not everyone else, but like just the basics. And I wasn't really impressed with my like wrestling ability really until I got to Adelaide. So until 2023, 2024, when I got to Adelaide, I started stepping up, trying new things, and I started to be more happy with my in-ring ability. But then I wanted to like some form of a character and like a catchphrase or something. So in 2024, I broke my didn't break my arm completely, but I chipped off some bone off my elbow. You can see the scar there.
Hmm.
So I had to get surgery on that. I was out, supposed to be out for 6 months. I was out for 3 months. So once I came back, when I was recovering, in between all of it, I was just sitting there and I was like, I don't want to come back and just be another, just be ordinary Rocco Reid. I want to be something else. Like I want to be over the top. And I was just watching old videos of the Attitude Era, The Rock, Stone Cold, just the best talkers. Some MGF, I love him. He's great, hard worker. But yeah, just some of the best talkers, best catchphrases, things like that. And then I couldn't find anything, And I love all those guys, but I was watching SmackDown was just on in the background, and then Tiffany Stratton comes out. It's like Tiffany time. I'm like, oh, I like that. And then I was recording my new theme, and I was like, I'm gonna use its time, but I don't want to just say it's Rocco Reed's time. So I started with it's time. It's Rocco Reed's time.
Hmm.
So it's very similar, but just a bit extra. And then yeah, I've deepened the voice a bit there, but yeah.
No, I love it because
Yeah,
you're putting the presentation together, and
100%.
and it kind of it sucks about the injury because now it's all coming back to me because again we watch I don't know fucking 30, 40 hours of indie wrestling all over the world a week at this point.
Mm.
So it does come back to me now because we were asking, like, what happened to Rocco? Like, we wanted to see more, and you did get hurt, you did get injured, and you came back, and have kind of went on this roll. I don't know where pro wrestling South Australia intersects with you, because that was where I started seeing more of you, and I think we had Brady on. We obviously do some shows with Brady, and you had popped up there, and he was gushing about you and about how much they value you and they think about you on the stream. And I was like, well, yeah, that makes so much sense. When do you start like really branching out in that market down there? Because again, I go from Riot, and then I see you pop up at PWSA, and then you go on and you end up winning the Legacy Championship there. Was that your first title win?
Yeah, that was my first title win. What was that? I think it was June or July last year.
Mm-hmm.
But PWSA was one of the companies to give me like just a showing and an opportunity like every month, and just like giving me storylines and just believing in me. They're one of the like companies that actually just like let me grab the ball and let me run with it. Like this gave me opportunities. And when I first came to Adelaide in 2024, I debuted for ACW. I was in a match with James Cray for the Evolve Championship, and then the following week I was in a match. I was supposed to be in a match for the Adelaide Open Championship for PWSA, but the champion was injured at the time. So then I ended up debuting there against Kaitoa. And after that match, it was pretty much just like match after that, storyline, and then we went into a feud, and then we went into the championship run, and now we're still in the championship story between me and Brett Santorini. So that's still going on, and much more to see on that. So check out PWSA on YouTube. But yeah.
Yeah, fuck Brett. We don't like him. We don't like him at all. We think he's a dick. I thought that it was great that when you got the opportunity to get that Legacy Championship, I think I said it at the top of the show, I was watching that back with Brady, and I marked the fuck out, only because, like, for me, I love seeing success. I like seeing, especially, I have a connection with Australia, obviously, because they're the reason our platform exists. And I've made no bones about that over the last 2 years. If I didn't throw a dart at the map and it didn't land in Australia, I wouldn't have come across Riot City Wrestling. And I don't know if we would have, done what we're doing now. So and then for you specifically, seeing you at, for my first reference being through Riot at Main Street, and then seeing you evolve and pick up your first championship through PWSA, like it was a moment. And then the fact that you did it with an inside cradle, that's kind of like the most deadliest move in all of professional wrestling. And it snuck old Brett. It couldn't have happened to a nicer guy. So I thought that it was fucking good, and that crowd was totally there for it, and made that moment that much more special just for me watching. So I want to go to, like, from your perspective, it's one thing for companies to say, hey, we're going to do this. It's something totally different for when the 3 count happens, and you get that level of success. And for you being so young, like, that has to be a confidence builder. So I want to go back to the moment that it happens and the belt's in your hands, and you're announced the new Legacy Champion. What did that mean to you?
It meant so many things. There was so many things going through my head at the time as well. Just all the sacrifice leaving my hometown, going up to Perth and learning to be a pro wrestler, and then going to Adelaide and sacrificing so much again and restarting, and then go on the Riot, and Peter Versay believing in me, and other companies believing in me, and finally getting some stories and showing what I'm about, and finally getting the title. My first one was just, it felt like a dream, especially at the start there when I first held it. I was like, this isn't real. This is what I've been dreaming about since I was like 4 years old. And yeah, it was just amazing, that moment. Well, at my dad's funeral, I promised him that I'm going to make our dream come true. And I'm still working on that. I want to bring our dream to a global scale, obviously. But you know what? I won my first championship, so it's going really good, and my promise is going great. But yeah, hope he's proud. But yeah, there's just so many things going through my head in that exact moment, and I wanted to sit there and take it in, and then I saw all these thoughts, and yeah, it was very emotional. But yeah, look forward to many more. And yeah, I am young, but uh, age is just a number to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like hard work, and like grinding, and that's everyone can do it, but not everyone will do it. But I will do it because I want my dream to happen, and nothing's gonna get in my way of making it happen. If you believe in me, thank you. If you don't, then sorry, I'm just gonna surpass you and just get out of my way because yeah, this is I've sacrificed everything, and I mean everything in my life for pro wrestling. Like my main job at the moment is pro wrestling, so I give it everything.
Well, right now, especially being in Australia, Australia is on the radars now more so than ever from the state side of the equation because obviously now the WWE is coming back every year, and I think that is because AEW started to come back down there and started to make some loops and do some tours and do some things. So to get the mainstream attention, at least from two major you guys just had AEW in town a week or so ago, a couple of weeks
Yeah.
ago, and knowing that like the WWE does make those loops and does do the things, you have the opportunity now more so now than you did years past because the major markets are coming to you and coming to your backyard. What are some of the things that you're maybe working on to get to that point? Because I don't see you wanting to be on like on the indie scene per se. Like literally, you just said you're working and doing this full time. You're going to make sure that your dream is realized. Your dreams obviously got to be in the mainstream companies. So, what kind of stuff now are you working towards knowing that at least twice a year somebody from a major company is going to be down that way in Australia?
Just working out. I'm just working on my physical appearance. Uh, being able to listen to the crowd as well is a big one. And I do this everywhere I wrestle. Listen to the crowd and give them what they want, but not too much, but enough for them to be behind me. Because most places I'm babyface, but when I'm heel as well, I give them what they don't want. Because again, I'm still listening to them, but I'm doing the complete opposite. So being able to do that and just boost the noise for the crowd even more, it makes everything so much better in the match. But yeah, so physical appearance is one of them. Being able to learn and be coachable in the ring is another one. Um, yeah, they're my two top priorities, and just going around Australia would be number three. Just getting my name out there as much as possible, even if it's a little company, a big company, medium company, doesn't matter. Just boosting my name and getting it out there, making sure people know who Rocco Reid is. So when those people are in town, maybe I'll get an opportunity down the track, which I hope so.
World Series of Wrestling. Let's go. Let's just call it like it is. Come on now. They're down there too. We
Oh,
need
yeah,
Rocco on a
yeah,
WOSW
that'd be
show.
amazing.
I think reality is this, man. Like for someone who has really just been doing this for a couple of years now, like you're obviously making the right strides and you're doing the right things and you're getting to the right places and you're working with a lot of really cool people and a lot of really good things and a lot of really big things. Thus far for you, what have some of your highlights been for you personally? Some stuff that stands out. I know we talked about the Legacy Championship win, but are there any other matches out there that stand out to you, or any other moments that are important to you that you just look back on and you're like, all right, that's it? Or maybe it's like a clickable moment. Like what's something that clicked in your head that all right, now I know what I'm looking at.
The first one of them would be the first time I worked heel. Would have been in MXW, and it was against Max Kelly. All right. Once I worked him in that match, I found this like new confidence in myself. So like when I went back to babyface, like on another show or another company, I still bring that confidence I brought as a heel, but as a babyface as well. Just being your heel, like you feel so like unleashed and you can do a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
And like, because you don't really care what the crowd they boo or cheer because you don't, yeah, it doesn't matter. So you just getting that confidence from that match, and that was a really good match, and I was really happy with it. That was like early on 2020, like maybe mid 2024, I would say. And that was one of the matches where I started getting my confidence, and that's thanks to MXW. Another one would be against my now fiance Harper Sky. We had a Drowned Alive match in Peak Pro Wrestling, and this blew up last year a little bit on Instagram. And yeah, that was it's just crazy to put a little swimming pool in the ring, have a female versus male wrestler, and let them go at it for 10 to 15 minutes. And yeah, it was pretty cool. Just the spots we were able to do in that match was just magnificent because the ring was just water everywhere. I was throwing cutters. She was doing 619s. I had scissors, suicide dives. It was just crazy. But yeah, that was one of those matches as well. And that fatal five-way in Riot City Wrestling, that also boosted my confidence a lot. And a guy just felt believed in from another bigger company, which was really good. And yeah, I'm sure there's probably some more. But one more. Race not this weekend, last weekend, I versed Ace Shack in MXW, the same building I versed Max Kelly. I was working Hill again, and this building is supposed to fit about 70 people roughly. It's a pub. But we had about 130, 140 people, all jams like a mosh pit. It was really cool. And I come out, all these people were chanting for me, but I'm not doing my normal stick. I come out and I am Hill. And Ace comes out and it's going well. And then like the first 2 minutes, people notice, oh yeah, Rocco's not good at this. He's a real dick. But yeah, having just that many people boo me, but 150 or 130 it was, but it sounded like a couple hundred, which is just magnificent. And that really boosted my confidence even more. And after that, I was like, you know what? This dream's going to happen. I know I can do this. And yeah, that really tested me, that match. We went back and forth for 12 to 15 minutes, and that was the semi main. And yeah, I had a lot of fun on that match. So that'll be out on YouTube in a few weeks, I would imagine. So make sure you check that one out.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
some of the matches that boosted me. Yeah.
Well, you've mentioned it a couple of times about being face and heel and playing both roles, if you will. Do you have a preference over
Mm,
which one you like to play better than? I was always a heel when I was in the ring. Of course, we're going back 20 years.
yeah.
But it was just easier for me. I couldn't do the babyface thing. But as you're, getting the experience on both sides of the coin, do you have a preference, or does it really matter?
I love being babyface, but I almost love being heel just as much. But being babyface, uh, I always say to people, I don't want to turn back. I don't want to turn heel in South Australia, but maybe one day I will. But at the moment, I love being babyface there until it's not needed anymore. But elsewhere, I don't mind being heel because I'm not from like Victoria. I'm not from Queensland or soon to be Sydney. When I breach or go to there, so which would be good when I breach that market. But yeah, being heel is fun, but I think at the moment I prefer being babyface. But it's pretty close. It's pretty close.
Well, I think I was never a guy that could get cheered. I was a talker. I talk you in the building. You want to watch me get my ass kicked, then we all win. That's the way I looked at it, and it worked really well for about 4 or 5 years. And even now, like we do our live events now, I get cheered when I walk out. And the first show we did, like I almost did a double take because I hadn't stepped in front of a crowd in 20 years. And the last time I stepped in front of a
Yeah,
crowd, I was getting shit thrown at me, not literally, but garbage and bottles and all kinds of fun stuff being
yeah,
thrown at me. So to get cheered and then someone, the crowd's chanting CCP, there's a moment, if you watch the first event back, where I'm about to say something and I dropped the microphone for a second because I had to catch myself. I was about to tell him to shut up. I was about to tell, you know what I mean? Like I was about to, the switch flipped and I was like, wait,
yeah.
I got to get my shit together and be the guy that they want me to be. Be the babyface guy, but it was just so weird for me because it was like going to be the last time in front of a crowd being hated, and all of a sudden people are cheering you, and it just felt weird. It just felt weird. Heel is definitely the way to go, and I haven't seen you as a heel, and that kind of disappoints me because I do want to see what that looks like and what that presentation is versus what I see in South Australia. So if there's anything out there, send it my way. Just shoot me a DM
Sure
with a
will. Yeah.
with a link or something so I can check it out because I definitely want to see what heel Rocco looks like. Now,
Yeah.
2026 is picking up, and obviously we're just a handful of months in. We still have a long way to go, and something that we did touch on a little earlier. You've got some unfinished business in PWSA with Brett in that Legacy Championship. Is there anything that you want to elaborate on with that, or is there anything that we can talk about with that? Because I personally thought that your run was cut a little short, and I feel like that belt needs to find its way back. Excuse me, around your waist. But what are we doing to fix that? How can we correct that wrong? How can we rewrite that?
Well, I'm in a triple threat match coming up in PWSA next weekend. Give me PWSA. I can't remember what the pay per view is called, but yeah, PWSA event next weekend. I'm in a triple threat match against Brett Centurini and Jake Viper. So that's for the PWSA Legacy Championship. So if all goes to plan, I will recapture the title again, which is always the plan. But yeah, we'll go from there. But I've had my eyes on the world title for a long time now, so that's also something I'd love to do in PWSA down the line. But yeah, main event Rocco, let's go.
Don't tease me with a good time there. You said PWSA championship. I feel like we need to. I feel like we need to see that too. I will say this, and I told you this privately, and I don't have a fucking problem. I'll say it publicly. If they get mad at me, oh well. I better ask forgiveness and permission. I'm pretty pissed at Riot City Wrestling with how they did my boy at the Riot City Rumble. Like that was. I marked out when you came out, and then legit, I think I even put the clip out there, and I was like, I am so fucking disappointed with what just transpired here. And I know that it was
Yeah.
obviously part of there's a story or what have you. It's not going to stop my fandom for the product to be like, why do my boy dirty like that? Why are they going to bring him out to the Rumble and then have him get eliminated in a matter of seconds? I don't know. I don't. Questionable call, guys. Questionable call. Flag on the play. And I don't want you to elaborate on it because I don't want anybody to take anything way too seriously or anything of that nature. But I felt like my boy deserved a little bit better than what he got in that Rumble match. But I did enjoy seeing you get the opportunity to come back out there because I hadn't seen you in Riot in a hot minute. And to see in the crowd reaction there for you when you came out for the Rumble was really good too, and it just tells me that they ain't forgotten either. So when you got let's talk a little bit about the opportunity to get back at the Riot Rumble because I think that was the first time in a hot minute that you had been able to get back to Riot. Even with the Rumble spot, like what were you thinking about when you came back in through the doors there? And are there other opportunities coming up with Riot in the future that we can talk about?
Well, with any company, give me 30 seconds. Just give me 30 seconds. Give me 30 seconds to 15 minutes. I will blow your mind. I will figure out a way to try and, if it's just an entrance and then I get speared and eliminated, that's fine. But I'm going to do whatever it is in that 30, 45 seconds you're going to give me and try and make it as best as possible. That's always my goal of anything. I've never tried to ask for too much. I've never tried to be that guy who just tries to talk to the promoter and give me this, give me that. I'd rather earn it. Just watch me work. So you give me 45 seconds, 30 seconds, it doesn't matter. I'm gonna try and do my best in what you give me, and that's what I feel like I did in that Rumble. Obviously the fans saw that, they loved it. They were very upset when I got eliminated. They weren't happy. They were
pissed.
People in the front row.
They were mean.
Yeah, people in the front row. I heard them cussing. They're like, "What the fuck is going on right now?" But are we last for on here?
Yeah, you can cuss. You can say whatever the fuck you want to say, man. They were mean. They were channeling my frustration because I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
Oh,
but the pyro was pretty cool though.
Well, yeah.
I reckon that was one of my favorite entrances there. I struck my Reid pose and then the pyro went off. That was pretty cool. So I made the whole moment even more worth it.
And then the thing is there's going to be more moments. There's going to be plenty, and there's going to be a lot of things that are happening, and there's going to be a lot of really good moving parts with you because I do think that I've made no bones about this privately to several people in Australia. Guys like you, Keikoa, not Keikoa, Kakoa, somebody over here in the States. Starts with a K, guys. I'm sorry. Uh, there's so many of you over there that I would consider in the younger generation that can carry Australian wrestling for the next 20 plus years if that's what it calls for and if that's what it warrants. And it's just one of those things that makes you want to pay closer attention to the market. And truthfully, you don't get there without connecting. You don't get there without finding a way. And we listen to our audience, and our audience has told us since day one, Australian wrestling is where we kind of need to be. And it started with Riot. It went to PWSA, to Wrestle Rampage, to, oh God, Bobby Bishop and the company up there in Queensland, Pro Wrestling
Yeah.
Australia. Ben Braxton is a really good friend of the channel. He has turned us on to some other companies in Australia, PWA, which is obviously it's one that's been out there. But you guys getting opportunities like that is what I'm looking for. I would love to see you guys get those kind of opportunities to be on, the mainstream, if you will, because you guys are the ones that are going to be leading the future of Australian wrestling. Now, is that something that crosses your mind at all, or is that not even in the forefront for you as a performer right now? Because, and I say that because Australian wrestling, the whole scene, I can't speak before we started watching it. I can only speak for the last 2.5 years. Across the whole country, it just seems to be getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And at some point in time, guys have to step out, and then you guys you step in. And is that something that you're looking at in the bigger picture?
Yeah, I'm always one of my biggest dreams the last year and a half or so is like debuting for MCW in some way, Melbourne City Wrestling. So I think they're probably the biggest in Australia, to be honest. Glam is another one. They're pretty big in Canberra. They'd be cool to do something with them, and yeah, down the line. And PWA, that's crazy. That'd be amazing. Grayson Waller, the current AEW TNT champion,
Kyle Fletcher.
yeah, Carl Fletcher. Yes, it's also came from there, so that'd be another dream to wrestle there. I think I have some work to do before I get to those points, but I'm doing the work every Friday, every Saturday, some Sundays. I'm working in the gym. I've just lost 6 kilos in the last 10 weeks, and I put on a lot more muscle. But yeah, I've been dieting. I'm putting everything into it. So for those opportunities to come my way, and yeah, I'd love that. But until then, I'm just going to keep working, keep grinding all the smaller companies, the medium companies, and just praying and hoping for opportunities like that.
Eventually, it's going to come, man. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. I'm a firm believer of manifestation and really putting what we want out there into the universe. And you're one of those cats that I've got my eye on here in the States, and I make no bones about it. And definitely as we grow, the beautiful thing about our platform is that we started at zero, and now we're a million plus monthly across all of our platforms. We are able to draw an audience and put you guys in front of people that may not know who you are. And the evolution of our channel goes to live events and what we're doing now. And a piece of why I put live events together and why I did start putting live events together is to expand our international audience. I know that there are a lot of guys who come over to the States for excursions. I happen to be in Florida, which is one of the states that a lot of guys will come to. We've made a lot of really good friends and a lot of really good connections with companies here over the last year. And now with our live events being a thing, it's to have a platform for you guys to come over here while you're not only, out here training wherever you're going to go and train, but you at least will get an opportunity to get some bookings on some shows. You'll be able to do some things. And to be fair, I know just about everybody here. So it's a simple, hey man, Rocco, I know this cat from Australia, been watching him for the last 2 years. He's headed this way. I've got him booked on one of my shows. You might want to take a peek at him. He'll be here for a month. Shreddy is a guy recently from the UK was over here,
Yeah.
and we were able to do some stuff with him and get him on some shows and do some things. So that's the evolution of where we're going. And I say that to say, obviously, at some point in time, a U.S. trip is on your horizons. Would that be fair?
Yeah, 100%, 100%.
What areas are you looking at over here? Because, like, again, I can only imagine that when you're international and you're coming to the States is a big fucking place, and you kind of have to be
Yeah.
selective about where you're going or where you want to try and go to make some things happen. What are some places that you are trying to hit if you were to get over here to do some training and to get on an excursion?
Orlando was always a big one for me because some of the bigger wrestling training schools are there. Where did you say you were located?
I'm about an hour and a half outside of Orlando. So I run out of
Yeah,
Orlando.
yeah.
When we run in Florida, our events
Oh,
are
cool.
we're in
Yeah,
Orlando.
yeah, yeah. So Orlando most definitely be a big one. But yeah, it's always been Orlando. Like I always hear about wrestling there. I'd love to also train with Natty at the dungeon. That's always been a big goal as well. That'd be amazing just to learn from her and her Tyson kid. I don't know what's his real name.
TJ Wilson.
Yeah, TJ Wilson. Yeah, he's always been really cool, and it always broke my heart how he had to retire early in his career. But now he's teaching what he's been taught and much more, and he's a producer now. So yeah, it's always been my goal to train over there and just show what I've got. Yeah,
Well, would it or maybe it wouldn't surprise you or not, but I've been inside the dungeon. I've been
well,
there.
that's pretty cool.
It's 2 hours from my house. Yeah,
Yeah,
a couple times. So seeing that that's a
yeah,
realistic kind of expectation for you, you just need to let me know when you're going to try and make that deal happen, and I'll put you in touch with some people. And I know that it's an invite only to get to the dungeon. And while I can't invite you to the dungeon, I maybe know some people who can, and I'll leave it at that for right
yeah.
now. And go from there. Over on YouTube, real quick, guys, I see you all over here. Paul has popped in from the UK, sending you some love, saying welcome to CCP Podcasting. And it looks like we've got a new viewer, Joseph Birch. I guess that's your name. Hope I said that correctly. He says, nice to meet you, Rocco. So we got some folks that are popping in. We got several people who are just watching. Guys, if you have any questions, now's the time to drop them because we're going to roll into what I consider, to me, these are the $1 million questions. Because as I tell people all the time, I love just coming in and learning and educating myself more about you and your journey and the backside of what makes you tick and gets you into the business. But on the other side of that is I always like to help. And I consider myself one of those guys now that we've got the platform and we're able to do some things. These questions to me are the be all end all because it's where I can help you guys the most. And I'm going to start them with this. And again, you take all the time you need to think. If you need to think, go ahead. We're not on any time frame. Independent wrestling is on fire fucking everywhere. From Australia to the UK, every continent, we're on every one of them. And there are companies on every continent who know who we are. And I say that because the question itself is some places that you want to work. Where are some independent companies out there that you've got your eye on, you've been watching? It could be Australia. It could be anywhere. Where would you want to go if you could?
UK would probably be Rev Pro. That's since I was early teenager, I've always been watching them, and yeah, just it's been really cool seeing their progress. And is progress wrestling, is that still a
Yep.
thing over in the UK as
Yep.
well? Yeah, that's another one. That's another big one for me. I've always loved their progress, pun intended, as well throughout the years. And yeah, they're two big ones in UK. I'd love to work. And over to the States, I'd probably I'd want to come work for you and whoever you connect me with, that'd be amazing. But yeah, I'm not too familiar with the States wrestling scene.
It's okay. I am. I got you.
In Australia, yeah, in Australia, yeah, PWA would be a big one. A World Series, MCW, Slam. Um, there's another company opening up in Sydney. It's called Australian Championship Wrestling. That's probably like a big one for me. I'd love to be on one of their debut shows because it's about representing Australian pro wrestling essentially. So yeah, I'd love to be one of the younger guys to be on their shows. It'd be amazing. And then there's another few companies opening up all around the country, and I've been speaking with some of their promoters, and I'll be debuting on their shows as well. So my calendar just keeps stacking up, which is good.
It's a good
Yeah.
problem to have.
Mm.
That's a great.
Shout out, yeah, shout out New Japan Pro Wrestling. That's always been a crazy one for me. Or just working in Japan as well would just be another dream come true.
That is the only fucking market that I can't get into to save my goddamn life.
Yeah.
I'm being 100%. We got friends who go to Japan, who travel and do some work with some companies over there, and I cannot get a footing in that market to save my fucking life. It's crazy to me. It's insane. I can have companies in Malaysia, chatting and wanting to do stuff. I can't get nobody in Japan. Like, Japan's such a big market, and it chaps my ass because there's so much good shit going on over there, and I can't get in. And I'm like knocking on that door. Like, I guess I still have to keep paying dues on the podcasting side of the equation to Japan says, okay, you can come in. But I would love to see you in several different places, and definitely getting over here as long as our live events progress. That's not going to be a problem. If you get here, it's like Field of Dreams, man. If I build it, they will come. If you can get here, I'll get you on. It's that simple. It's the way I look at things, and that's the way I do things. And we're also looking at trying to come to Australia and do some shows and partner up with some companies down there and do some collab shows and put up some money and make some things happen, because and I say we as a channel, love what you guys have going on down there, not just in one piece of Australia, all of Australia. There's really good wrestling going on everywhere. And I say that to kind of segue into my next question, because we've got some places. Who are some people out there that if you could get in the ring with, we could break this down into Australia and into international if you want to, because I know that there's probably some really good fucking names out there on the scene right now in your neck of the woods that you would love to tangle with. Let's start with there. Let's start with Australia, and then we'll go to the world.
My dream opponent for as the Aussie versus Aussie, well, I'm Aussie Italian, but anyways, I'd be Adam Brooks. He's probably like a big one for me. Yeah, I'd love to have a match against him, and it just proved to people about, because a lot of people watch his matches, especially that he was on TNA, he was on MLW, he was just on AEW the other week. But yeah, just it'd be a proving ground for me, and I'd love that. I've had many matches against, you mentioned him, Kai Toa. We've had lots of matches together where we always have good matches and good chemistry. Another one over in Queensland would be JJ Alvery. Yep. He's really
sex hawk.
He's similar style. Very, very young like me. So that'd be another fun one. I'm trying to remember his name. There's another young guy on the Aussie scene. He wrestles for what is his name? What's the company? Might come to me later. But there's other young guy I'd love to have a dream match against as well. It's a high flyer. He does a lot of vlogging and stuff like that. Kind of inspired me to do more vlogging, get myself out there a bit more and just show people my journey. But yeah, a lot of the guys in MCW I'd love to tie it up with. A few South Australians I having matches with, like Zach Sabbath. That'd be a crazy match. Like a veteran of the game, Pete Oversay, Riot City, and now the young guy of Pete Oversay and coming in the Riot City. That'd be an awesome match. Maybe Matt Hayter down the line. That'd be really cool.
Watch out for the dick bump, bro. If you get in the ring with Hayter, don't get popped in the face with his cock.
Hey, I've got a good reversal for that one. Don't worry.
He says MJF's a big fan,
and it's not biting it. I'm not going to bite it. Jeez.
I threw something out a while back when MJF did it. He was like, "Yeah, he's a fan." That's all haters' response was. He's a fan. It's okay. Just like, man,
Yeah,
I fucking
yeah,
love you. I
yeah,
love that guy. Who else you got down
yeah.
there?
Classic. Yeah. Uh, Peter. Probably for PWA. It would be. You just mentioned him. He's the Riot City Wrestling Emerald Crown champion.
Ben Braxton.
Yes, Ben Braxton. Yeah, that'd be. I'd love to have a match against him. That'd just be. I love versing bigger guys, and especially bigger guys that can move as well. Um, so I know that'd be like a killer of a match and be able to do some cool things as well. And he's someone else has been like grinding out there as well, like a lot. So it'd just be cool, like have a match with him. And then yeah, I'm sure there's a few more, but that's all that's coming to my head at the moment. But yeah, it's just there's so many people, especially Victoria. There's so many wrestlers I've already had matches against. They're very young, like 18, 19, and they're just very good matches. Yeah, check them out on YouTube. But yeah, and then over in the US. Probably my one of my dream matches from a kid was always getting in there with John Cena. It's probably impossible now, but that was always my biggest dream match. But since he's retired, it was then AJ Styles, but then he retired.
Back to back,
So
man.
maybe like
Talking about a double
yeah.
whammy of retirements.
Oh no, it broke my heart. Broke my heart. But maybe Daniel Bryan, if like maybe if he's still around in a few years when I'm like when I get on TV, hopefully Daniel Bryan's around or uh big one, a massive one would be Will Ospreay. That'd be this dream come true. I know that would be a very intense match and test me in all different mental abilities and states and everything because that guy just he goes and like I know I'd just change my training and everything leading up to that match because yeah, it's just a whole nother level. Kyle Fletcher, that'd be a really cool one as well for AEW. Aussie versus Aussie, he brings it, which I love. Yeah, love to go to war with that man. In WWE, it'd probably be Grayson Waller. Another one be cool. Wrestle him, and yeah, he can pass the torch. Give me the rub. That's right. Uh, Roman Reigns be a massive one for me. I love a match with him. When I saw Buddy Matthews versus Roman Reigns, that was magnificent. Like since then, I was like, oh, I'd love the verse Roman and Buddy would be cool. I met him. They came down to Riot City last year, and he gave me so much advice, just how to wrestle on the scene, how to build up my name, and so many things. And yeah, he's just amazing. Him and Rhea came down, but I really got to sit down with Buddy for a good like almost 2 hours and just get so much knowledge. I felt like a sponge that day. I literally wrote down like 3 or 4 paragraphs on my phone of this knowledge of this man. And it was just amazing. And yeah, his journey is just awesome. When he comes back, it'll be I'm sure he'll do very well. But he was showing me some chain wrestling as well. This is a bit funny on the side. He was showing me some chain stuff and like just how to make it more realistic and things like that, make it tighter and look better on TV and how to focus on more hard cam and things like that. And I remember someone on Reed and Buddy's team was like, "Oh, Buddy, you're not supposed to be doing that." He's rolling around and moving and going like just coming all around me, wrapping me up. Bloody hell, that man's fast, and like he's still got a bummed ankle, mind you, so he's still rehabbing it, and like he's just not supposed to be moving like that. And it was just the funniest shit when they said that. It's like, Buddy, just relax, man, just relax. He's like, no, no, I'm gonna show this guy. I gotta show this guy some things.
I mean,
But yeah, so much respect for that man.
it's invaluable information. That's an invaluable experience. You get somebody from your
Yeah,
home country who has gone out there, who has been very successful over here in the States and is doing a lot of really good shit. Why wouldn't you take that opportunity to sit down and pick that brain and get under that learning tree? Like that's a
Mm.
smart move. I mean, you got to learn from somebody who's there right now. As a matter of fact, So
Yeah,
it was really that's smooth and that's smart. Over on Twitch, No Game Unturned, when you're talking about Ben Braxton and getting in the ring with him, he said that'd be an ultimate match right there. Because Braxton, for me,
Yep.
for a guy that size to move the way that he does, is absolutely incredible. So to see that, for that to even be a possibility, makes me happy. So we gotta see what we can do. And I've got Ben Braxton coming on later
Yeah.
this month. So don't think for 1 second that I'm not going to bring your name
Ooh.
up and be like, "Hey,
Yeah.
Mister Ben, let's
Yeah.
see here."
We slightly met at the Riot City Rumble, having we had a quick conversation there. But yeah, he's a pretty cool guy. Brian Kendrick. So I've been on three or four different tours with him. I just saw him the other weekend. He was down in Australia, and this man's just amazing. And yeah, yeah, he had some things come up in like later in his career, and like the past haunts you, unfortunately, especially on the internet. But the man, like if any of you got to meet this guy, you would understand that he's a genuine person. He believes in God and faith and all that stuff. He like people make mistakes, but people like everyone makes mistakes, but we shouldn't be held to our mistakes. We should be held to our healing, our next chapters, our like forgiveness is a massive thing for me. And holding on to shit is like just bad. Why would you want to hold on to things? So that's my little spiel for the internet community. Just let go of stuff. Like people say things in the past, then we all say stupid things. We're all young and young and dumb at some point of our life. And yeah, people move on. People learn. And yeah. But Brian Kendrick would be another one for me in MXW, I would say. Yeah, just going head to head with him and proving who I am and getting that, dispersing someone who was in WWE, who was in TNA and so many other companies. Yeah, and just be a massive proving ground for myself.
Well, I say this when it comes to, uh, in general, when it comes to people, when it comes to
Mm.
society, so to speak, either we're all judged by our weakest moment or none of us are. That's how that works. There's no in between. It's either one way or the other. And for me, like I am a if I know that you've gotten to know me a little bit over the last couple of years with just watching product, but you don't really know me. But I am a very positive guy. I don't deal with negative. I don't deal with the negative bullshit. I don't have time for it. The world is negative enough. I don't need to add to that. And on the same token, I'm not perfect. I've made mistakes throughout my entire life, and I make them every day. If I was to let every mistake that I have personally made dictate my pace and dictate where I'm at, I wouldn't be here. So it's not for me. It's either you live and you learn from your mistake, or you do not. And if you do not learn from your mistake, well, then we have another conversation to have. But if nobody's perfect, is ultimately what I'm getting at. And I think I don't ever say, oh, this is right or that's wrong, right? Like I will if I need to, but when it comes to other people, you make your own decisions, and everybody
Yeah.
is responsible for their own decisions. That's the name of the game, and that's called being a motherfucking adult. In the case of anybody, if you're out there and you're watching, and you're listening, either judge everybody by their weakest moment or judge nobody. And the sooner we start doing that as a
100%.
society, I think the more we'll all kind of grow together and understand that nobody's fucking perfect. That's my soapbox. I
Nah,
didn't
it's
mean to
possible.
piggyback off of yours, but I got my one rant in.
No,
That
it's
was
fine.
it.
I like that. Yeah.
So we've talked about people, we've talked about some places. Who's down there on the Australian scene that we should be watching, according to you? And of course, what I mean by that is, names out there, some guys and some girls out there that maybe they're on the scene, they don't get a spotlight, or maybe they did, in your opinion, could use a spotlight show or use a spotlight put on them.
Yeah.
That's why our platform is here. So who's out there, according to Rocco Reid, that
Um,
we should be watching?
Yeah, I have three people on the top of my head right now. Prince Apollo, so he's one of my good friends in the wrestling scene. He wrestles for Riot City. He's at the Riot City Academy. Yeah, he's very talented for a man of his like height. Like this guy, and shout out to him. He's lost so much weight recently, put on so much muscle. His fitness is just leveling up a complete so much more. And but this guy was used to be heavier, and he was still doing backflips. He was still doing moonsaults and all sorts of things. And like just wrestling him last year, like yeah, that's crazy. So another match with him this year would be even better because we're both upped our game even more. He's going into the stage of being in the best shape of his life, so good on him. And yeah, just amazing dude all around. Check out Prince Apollo, his Instagram. He has a YouTube channel as well. Check him out. And then another one would be one of my trainers that I train with pretty regularly. He's helped me with throughout my career. Is Katie Trey, and he's a former Riot City Wrestling world champion, former Riot City Wrestling Emerald Crown champion, and he just doesn't get talked enough. Like, it doesn't get talked about enough. And it really frustrates me because this man's got so much talent. He's taught so many people. He's been in the game for like 12 years now. He's gone through an injury like me, and it gives me deja vu because I was going through a similar injury with my arm, and he's gone through a shoulder injury. So yeah, he's always in my prayers, and like I'm so thankful for him and the things he showed me. I had my first match in Riot City Wrestling against him after he lost the World Championship to Delta, now Zaria, and I beat him.
Yep.
But yeah, and then I had a tag team match against him last year, and again that was amazing. I learned even more from him, and I learn from him every other week. So shout out to him and in his recovery. Check him out, Katie Trey on Instagram. Malachi Slick, so he's another one. He's been all over the South Australian scene now, the Victorian scene. Malachi, he's a bit older than me. He's so athletic. He can talk. He's got like three different characters. The guy's got so much talent. And again, another one that frustrates me because not a lot of people see it. Yeah, he's been on ACW, LA Championship Wrestling, Pro Wrestling South Australia. He's been, like I mentioned, he's been on like Alpha in Victoria. He's been on Peak, Adrenaline, things like that. Companies like that, sorry. And yeah, he just puts the work in. He does his own sews his own wrestling gear. Like this guy's got that much talent. And yeah, if you want anything done, reach out to him as well. He's Malachi Slick on Instagram. And another one off the top of my head, I can't sit here and not mention my fiance Harper Sky. She doesn't get mentioned enough. Last year she was on PWSA. She was on like six or five other companies in Victoria. I'm trying to think of the company what it's called. It's called Lucha. Oh, Brain fog Sunday. Here we go.
Oh, she's gonna so be mad at you when she sees this. By the way.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, babe. I'm sorry. I did propose to her. I proposed to her in December. So, I've got some leniency. I'd like to think. What is the company called? It's called Lucha something. Everyone's gonna come for me in Australia for not remembering this. But yeah, she did so amazing. It was the biggest crowd I think she's been in front of. It was like 1,500 people there or something like that. It was just crazy. And I was just sitting on the sidelines watching her, and I love watching her when I'm not wrestling. And even when I am wrestling, if her match is before mine, and I've got literally the next match, I'll try and watch her match, even though I'm going up right after her. But yeah, just having her by my side on the road is just amazing. It's it makes traveling so much better for wrestling and makes wrestling even more worth it to have my partner in crime right beside me. And she's so talented. She's been doing this since she was 12 or 13, I believe she started training. She debuted at 14 years old, and she actually started in the US for a few companies that don't exist anymore. But yeah, she used to live in Orlando, so probably not too far from you. And but yeah, and then she came over to Australia. So she was originally from Australia, but she didn't start wrestling over here. She started wrestling in the US. Then she brought it back to Australia. But yeah, she really built her name over in Queensland for a few different companies. And then she came over to Victoria, built her name up even more. And I just look forward to the future with her in our relationship, in our wrestling journeys. And yeah, I know we're have a good time, have a good life, and yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Well, I love hearing names, and I know that you know for a guy who found his soulmate at 32, I know what that connection's like too, man. And I can see that
Yeah,
the giddiness is there. It is you're on to some really good shit, man. Not only professionally but personally. And when all that stuff lines up and it intersects, and you've got a really great support system, because again, that's a side of wrestling that nobody sees. There's a lot of sacrifices that are made. There's a lot of different things you've got to choose one way or the other. But to have somebody that's right there, that's by your side, that understands it, that's going through it, and that's doing it with you, only makes it that much sweeter, my man. It only makes it that
oh,
much
yeah.
sweeter. Over on YouTube, Joseph, his next match, if I'm not mistaken, next Saturday with Adelaide Championship Wrestling. Does that sound right?
PWSA.
PWSA. That is for
Yeah,
no,
the
PWSA is
PWSA
the
Legacy
Legacy
Championship. Yep.
Championship triple threat match. He's going to knock the shit out of Brett for us and hopefully get his belt
Yeah.
back. That's the name of the game there. Listen, Rocco, this has been a fantastic little conversation, and with our first shows, and when I have people on for the first time, really they're just surface scratchers, and in the events that we build longer term relationships, have you back on down the line, catch back up with you, obviously follow you as your progression goes into professional wrestling, and I'm very grateful that you sat down with me here today, even though we got our time frames wrong. We made it work. We got it
That's all
done.
right. Yeah.
I said, give me 5, and it was more like 10, but we sat down and we were able to make this happen and get this conversation out there, because I know that we've both been trying to do this for such a long time, and to be able to finally get it done, I'm very grateful.
Oh yeah.
Do you have anything that you want to say to the people before we get ready to sign off?
Um. Well, go on to my like a little spiel from earlier. Just what I try to think in life is, I try to like my day to day and like when I'm in wrestling, I try to be kind and show some gratitude, a lot of gratitude, and just be kind to people. There's no reason to be rude or shrug people off. I'm not better than anyone else because just because I'm a pro wrestler. Just because I've got a little bit of fame, a little bit of people know me at the moment. I'm not better than you, no matter what MGF says. But yeah, just show them respect, showing people respect, that you want to be shown, and then hopefully getting that back and just being kind. Like the world just needs more kindness, and there's so much hate out there. But yeah, and if you got a dream, don't let anyone tell you that you can't live your dream, because you can. Even if they're your coach, if they're like your sports coach, soccer coach, football coach, doesn't matter. If they don't believe in you, go bet on yourself. Go somewhere else. Just believe in yourself, because you're the only one that can believe in you. There's only so much your coaches, your parents, your brothers, your sisters, everyone that can believe in you. You have to put that effort in. So put that effort in. Go out there. Go do it. Go live your dream, because I sure am. And I'm not letting anyone stop me.
100%, man. You never know what will happen. Like I said, if for you it's professional wrestling, for us it's the platform. If I'd have quit 2 years ago when nothing was happening, we wouldn't be where we are now. We wouldn't be in the position that we're in now. Just much like everything else. I appreciate that, and I love your attitude and how you're definitely trying to keep it positive. Big things are happening for you, coming up for you for sure. And guys, the easiest way that you can show your support is by sharing, and subscribing. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. And in our guest today, in Rocco's case, it's been on the screen the entire show. It's Rocco Reid 87 over on Instagram. Go smash the follow. Hit share his stuff. Put it out there, because you never know who's watching and where they're watching. Maybe a clip that'll be seen in front of the right person at the right time. You never know unless you go out and you follow and you like and you subscribe and you share. Mr. Reid, it's been fantastic to have you here today. For those who have joined us across all of our platforms, thank you very much. If you have not done so with us, hit that follow button, because we're on 7 days a week across all of our platforms. And it's usually some fun, interesting wrestling-related stuff. We've got some great Beyond the Bells coming up in the month of March. Mr. Reid is closing out the month of February for us. I almost said January. But nonetheless, I hope you guys have
Much me today.
yeah, it's so hard to keep things straight right now, brother.
It
I
is.
am
Oh yeah.
so just scatterbrained. It's not even funny. Anyway, guys, we appreciate each and every one of you. For my guest today, Mr. Rocco Reid, I am Chris Page, and we will see you next time.